here. We're here. I've made it. You've made it. We've come together for the Wednesday night smoke sesh. Welcome, everybody, to the highly motivated smoke session right here, Wednesday night. It's exciting. It's exciting. Look, there's cosmic energies coming around or coming together from all around. There's alignments, there's solar energies, there is power that I could never even explain to you right now. So on the last show that we had, Sunday show was very important. I was explaining to everybody how manifestation and kind of directing your dreams would happen on 11/11. 11/11 was a powerful day. So it was Polish Independence Day for Poland, and but beyond that, so we were on the show talking on 11/10. So 11/10, we were talking about the power of 11/11. But some people were experiencing it in the future or time difference. You know, you go overseas, there's a definite time difference. They're in tomorrow already. So that day, I was warning everyone how much energy, how much power, how much creationism goes into you for the entire year. It wasn't just about manifesting your dreams or manifesting your beliefs and what you believe inside to already be true. It wasn't just about that. It was like a sign. 11/11 was a sign for how your energy was going to be understood, collected, begun. I don't know the word I'm looking for. Maybe it was a clue in how your energy was going to collect and direct itself for the rest of the year. So 11/11 was incredibly powerful because of the energy that it brought, because of the I don't know, the possibilities that 11/11 brought. Now, I'll explain what I mean. And tonight we're talking about that. We'll talk about the amazingness of 11/11 and that massive manifestation and day of conscious creationism and subconscious creationism. So that we'll definitely chit chat a bit about, but that'll take us into what we're going to talk about tonight, which are future prophecies, future understandings, future ideas of what's happening in the world. And what better than to talk a little bit tonight about Baba Vanga and Edward Casey, two psychics or futurists that I take very seriously. I've been following them for many years. Baba Vanga, she was a Bulgarian mystic who claimed to have visions of the future, and she was blind. But the things that she saw in such incredible detail, and the amazing thing about Baba Vanga, she gives us years, she gives us decades, she gives us a time to narrow down her predictions. And 80 to 90%, she's been right on. Now, Edward Casey gave some very similar predictions, but didn't exactly give us time frames, gave us roundabouts, gave us ideas. He would normally do this in trance. So they put him into trance or into like a trance. And while he was in trance, he would have somebody transcribe what he was seeing and what he was saying. So very, very cool. So we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. A little bit about futurism, some future predictions for the year 2025 that is coming very soon, right around the corner. I mean, we've got November, December, boom, just like that. Very exciting stuff. I had an incredibly wild and full of signs day on 11/11. That day for me changed a lot of things. That day opened my eyes in my own ability, in my own strength, and everything I did on 11/11 showed me the incredible abilities that I have in quick manifestation, the quick abilities I had in trusting myself and listening to myself and being strong and being quick and not hesitating in life, but seeing the opportunities and seeing the signs as they come to you. Okay, that was my 11:11. Let's get started. Look, I'm 5 minutes in. I'm oh, that smells nice. So this is you see, it's colorless. Here in Florida, our gummies, they can't look like anything exciting. So you see that's a colorless gummy. Does it even say THC on it? It might. But there's a colorless live rosin gummy. I think this one's cherry. So we're gonna eat that. 10 milligrams, a simple one, just to get things started. And that is delicious. Wait a second. That is so good. I want to tell you something about your gummies. The best thing to do. Now, this one I'm eating right now, I believe, is pectin. Pectin breaks down into the bloodstream very quickly. Your body accepts it like a food source. Mm, 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 mm. If you're going to chew a gummy, don't chew it into pieces and swallow. Chew it until it's juice in your mouth. Chew it until there's nothing left of it, and then swallow it. Why? Because this way it'll get into the bloodstream in half the time. Okay. While I'm chewing that, I'm going to get out a pre-roll. I'm actually very excited about this pre-roll. I know what it is, but I also have, in here, this is a, that was such a good gummy. Live rosin, full spectrum, full plant health. Great, really beautiful gummy right there. I can taste, though, the rosin and the strength of it towards the end of that gummy. So this is a blueberry haze, and this is a Mike Tyson joint. So that's a Tyson. I don't know if I'm gonna smoke that. I got that today from a buddy, and we'll look at that later. That's a combination of things that I'm not exactly crazy about. That's THCA and Delta and what is it? It's just a few. We'll look at it. We'll smell it. We'll open it up. Maybe we'll smoke it and see what's happening over there. But let's start with a blueberry. Now, this comes out of Goldflower Cannabis, one of the medical providers here in Florida. The gummy came from Sanctuary Cannabis. So tonight I'm trying things from a little bit of everybody. So first, before smoking the Goldflower Cannabis pre-roll, I'm just going to give it a quick loosey-goosey. Just so this is my doink and zoink, or doink and a zoink. It's a 1 grammer. I like a 1 gram. I think it's a good way to smoke, especially if you sometimes only smoke halfway through and you want to get that nice entourage effect. This company, Goldflower, they make great weed. So they're probably one of the onlys where I will smoke a joint halfway through and I'll already be feeling effects of that. So what we're going to do, we're going to light this up because I need it. It's been a long day. Blueberry, that's Afghani and purple Thai. 2 indicas that become a sativa. So you really, it's hard to label sativas and indicas. Okay. And listen, tonight, if you're expecting big topics on the show, and if you're expecting me, to jump right into things, well, don't. It takes me 20 minutes just to get comfortable in the show. It takes me 20 minutes just to really remember what I'm even talking about. So before we get too deep into things, I'm going to light things up. I'm going to light it up because this show is a smoke session. This show is an opportunity for all of us worldwide, wherever we're coming from, whether we smoke, whether we don't, whether we eat it, whether we don't. You don't have to use cannabis to be a part of this show. This show is for everyone worldwide from wherever you're watching. And I appreciate you coming to share your time and share your energy here on Highly Motivated. So for you and for everyone all around the world, I light up this joint. Okay. And look, before it's 10 minutes. I usually put my hand in front like I'm blocking the wind, but there's no wind in here. Now, sometimes, since I'm smoking a joint on my own, you'll notice at the end it gets a little bit loose, like the paper against the filter. So, I mean, I'm the only one smoking it. I'm not passing to anybody, so if I'm licking the joint, then that's life. But I'm just giving a little more of a secure lick at the end, so the paper helps to stick against the filter. And a filter is great. The filter is going to make sure you're not going to get shit in your mouth. You're not going to get little pieces in your mouth. It also helps to block some of the tar, the nicotine, the you know the resin towards the end from getting into your mouth. Mm. No, this is nice. Very, very nice. I'm enjoying this. This is a blueberry. It's a hybrid leaning sativa-esque, maybe. A little bit sativa. Mm. I haven't smoked really all day long. I was smoking on a rosin that I picked up. Wasn't happy with it. Didn't taste great. Had a really bad after flavor. Usually, if I have a really, really bad experience, I don't mind telling people where I picked it up from. But I'm just going to pick it up and hold it. And if you recognize it, then you'll know. Color-wise, I wasn't happy. The taste definitely was not happy, and there was no effect to it. So that's rosin. I only smoke rosin. That's really the only thing I'm going to vape: rosin or flower. Or of course, I'll smoke a lovely batter. Now look at that. That's really delicious right there. Probably gonna have a little bit of that this evening. I don't know why I feel like there's a hole. Maybe it's just pulling funny from the bottom here. All right. So thank you again for joining me on tonight's show, and let's get into it. Let's chit chat a little bit. Let's talk about what we're here to talk about. Um, so I was talking about. Let's start with Baba Vanga. Let's start with the blind Bulgarian mystic. So I compiled 25. All right, here we go. I've compiled 25 different predictions that Baba Vanga, and again, Baba Vanga was the Bulgarian blind mystic, who she claimed to have visions of the future, and her predictions have inspired people for years to follow her and document, proof that her predictions were right on. Okay, here we go. So she predicted the 9/11 attacks of 2001. She reportedly foresaw two steel birds hitting America. She interpreted it as a reference to the Twin Towers in the New York City. That's pretty close. And she gave a rough estimate of time of when this was going to happen. She predicted a disaster involving a Kursk, a city, and a Russian submarine that sank in 2000. So she predicted something like that happening during a time in 2000. She didn't predict it in 2000, but she predicted that it would happen in the year 2000. And all these predictions that I'm telling you right now, these are things that happened. All of these predictions right now are things that happened, and she predicted very close, gave a very close estimation year-wise as to when these things were going to happen. Mm. The beginnings and rise of ISIS, she saw this. She claimed she foresaw a conflict involving Muslims waging war in Europe, and the time of which they would form a new union of Muslim, a sect of Muslim, I guess, what do they call the people who go and take care of shit? They were the warriors of the Muslim religion. So she foresaw this. She saw Barack Obama's presidency. She reportedly saw she predicted the 44th U.S. president would be African American. So she didn't say his name would be Obama. She just said, we're going to have an African American president for our 44th president. That is pretty close. And so she started seeing, she predicted Europe's decline in the 2020s. She predicted that Europe would be almost empty, possibly hitting a migration crisis, which it did go through had many economic struggles, had climate issues with the floods, and in some places where the droughts. Um, and then going through, and Europe recently going through the decline. Oh, somebody's texting me now. I read that and I lose track. Um, China, she's kind of declared China will become a superpower between 2018 and this next year of 2025. They have been becoming a superpower, both naval and air force. Mm. Financing efforts in Russia and North Korea. I would say she's right. And especially coming into 25, China has been declaring its abilities to be, to show its strength. I can see LinkedIn people. Hey, Liz, how are you? Welcome to the show. Well, I see that it says Liz. So wait, let me just boom, just like that, so you can see what I can see. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming. So she saw Baba Vanga saw China becoming a superpower, and she said that they would surpass the U.S. in 2025 as a leading global power. Wow. Wow. I mean, look, we're coming right now. What we have like just a few months, and it's going to be next year. It'll be 25. So now we get to see. So in the 2020s, she allegedly predicted a discovery that would make cancer bound in iron, suggesting a breakthrough treatment that came starting in the 20s. So we're still within the, it's 24, 25. Right now, we are coming with a lot of different types of cancers where they have found breakthroughs. So again, this is absolutely incredible. Mm. She predicted a powerful solar storm in 2023 would happen. She warned of massive solar storms that would affect the Earth, potentially disrupting technology and communications. So in 2023, we had massive solar storms. And recently, in 2024, we had some of the strongest solar storms that we've had in 100 years. And these solar storms didn't just affect technology, they affected us. Our moods, our psyche, our energy was pushed around by the solar storms. I need to mention something. Before starting the show, I was kind of out of it. I was exhausted. I was sitting there like I don't have the energy. I mean, it's been such a stressful day. I've been doing so much. I've been up early. I've been sending out proposals and this and that. I mean, just boom, 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 nonstop, getting things completed. And I love that. I love getting things completed. I love making a list the night before, saying, okay, these are the things that I need to, want to, and believe in accomplishing. So, so then today, I just started popping things off. Today, I just started completing things like this, like this, like this. I mean, it just became easier, easier, easier. When you let things flow, they happen. If you try so hard, if you fight things, nothing happens. If you try so hard and force things to happen in your direction, they'll never happen. Why? Because you're forcing it. Why? Because you want it to happen. And that's why it doesn't. Because you need it to happen. That's why it doesn't. So you let go a little bit and let things become. Let things be. Let the flow just kind of, just kind of take over. That's what I've been doing. I've been allowing things to be and become and happen. And in that, things have been flowing easier. In that, things have been coming easier because I'm not fighting anything. So, anyways, before the show, today, I was exhausted. I mentally, physically, with all the emotional struggles that I go through. I'm not getting into detail, but with kids are tough. Older daughters can be a handful. Thought I'd let it go out. But and plus the struggles of not just fatherhood and partnership, but the struggles of clients and coming up with not just new innovative ideas, but out of the box, amazing working now ideas. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot out of you. And today was yesterday and today. Today, what is today? Today's the 12th? No, today's the 13th. So the 12th and the 13th, today and yesterday, were wild. Were, I think, I don't know. The energy of it was really, really telling. You've got to pay attention to the signs. Things happen all around you. You know, there's things going on all around you. You've got to really look to see if that thing is talking to you, or if that action, that sign, that whatever's happening has you in mind. So you got to watch it. You got to look for it. So anyways, yesterday, today, crazy wild days. Not going into detail or anything right now, because there's still a lot of things in works and a lot of things still happening. So, oh, excuse me. So anyways, before the show, didn't have the energy, but I knew the smoke sesh was coming. I knew that you'd be here. I'm here. We're all here, coming from different networks and different places. So the energy changed. It's like I asked Ange before I started the show today, I'm like, how am I going to do it? I'm sitting on the couch watching Skinwalker Ranch, which we are going to talk about that later. Got some more things to talk about tonight. Once we get past Baba Vanga and Edward Casey chit-chatty, if we do, and if not, then I save this for the next show. So before we're watching some really interesting things on Skinwalker Ranch, portals and time warps and anomalies in space and time. So watching this, I feel that my body and my mind are drained. And I didn't feel like I was prepared for tonight's show. And I'm like, where am I going to find the energy? What am I going to do? And she looks over, and like you always do, you just snap. You walk in there, you sit down in front of the camera, you turn it on, and just boom, you're ready. Boom, go, talk. And I think she's right. There's something about turning this camera on, knowing that the smoke session begins. I think there's something about it. I think there's something about it that kind of, that brings everybody together. I look forward to it. Somebody said it the other day on the show, how much they didn't realize how much they would enjoy a smoke sesh, but now they look forward to it. Now it's about the smoke sesh. It's about the event that it becomes. I'm treating myself a little bit. Normally I wouldn't buy these things. It's so creamy and milky, and I know it's going to make me bloat and be gassy and something crazy. But I used to drink those all the time. I was like addicted. It was a crazy thing. All right, so right now we're talking Baba Vanga. And she talked about solar storms, human cloning in the 21st century, alien contact in 2025. This is huge. This is huge. Alien contact. So we've been seeing more on the news. We've been seeing more government disclosures. We've been seeing individuals coming out, letting people know, look, we saw this, we worked on this, da, 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 da. And there's so much of it now, we can't deny it. There's so much going on that we are almost desensitized right now to aliens, to contact, to life on other planets. We're like, okay. So show us. Let me see what's going on. I mean, we believe we've already seen things in the sky. We believe technology is already so far ahead, and it's gone further so fast that we alone could not have a hand in that. So it had to come from somewhere else or from something else, maybe backwards technology, backwards tech. We find alien craft and we have to figure out how it works and why it works. So Baba Vanga, alien contact, says, she says extraterrestrial life is reaching out to Earth already, has been reaching out to Earth already. But in 25, it all comes to a head. Is that because Trump gets in office? Trump said he would finally release. So Trump was supposed to do it the last time he was in office. He was supposed to tell people about aliens. And the only reason I know that is because of the Israeli general that came out with disclosure. And the reason I know, the reason I trust the Israeli general that came out with disclosure is because I've met him. I know him. He's almost family. And so the guy is like salt of the earth. He would never lie. No reason ever in the world to lie. So if he says that there are aliens, I believe that there are aliens. That's how simple and easy it is at this point. So Baba Vanga, year 2025, coming up in a month and a half. We're going to find out next year about aliens one way or another. I think Trump's going to tell us. Maybe. We'll see. Now, in 2030, she predicted that an artificial sun on Earth, that scientists creating an artificial sun, which would, and so this is referencing diffusion and energy research that right now, the Chinese have an artificial sun that they ran for like 12 hours that burns hotter than the sun. There was a fusion reactor they just ran for 24 hours. I can't remember where. But a fusion reactor that they were able to keep stable for 24 hours, putting out more power than it took in. That is over unity. That is breaking one of the laws of physics. But I really feel the closer we get into the next the next decade, we're going to find out, we're going to rewrite our current laws of physics. We're going to rewrite our current books and have to unlearn and relearn everything that we thought we knew. So anyways, Baba Vanga is talking about an artificial Earth or artificial sun on Earth in the 2030s. Well, it's happening now. The Chinese have already done it. It is the year 2024, 25. In the 2030s, she's pretty close. Plus, they have artificial sun fusion reactors that we're currently working on. These things are coming, and she's long dead, and she predicted all of these things. Let's keep going. The colonization of Mars in the 2060s. I think that's going to happen in the 2030s. But yeah, she believes we're going to be colonizing Mars. I believe it. I think this is an absolute that we're going to be doing. The big one, she says, between the year 25 and 2030, world hunger will be eradicated. So she's predicting that hunger would be eliminated due to advancements in food technology, in growing technologies, in bringing food deserts, skyscrapers of fresh vegetables, of indoor vertical farming, of, I guess, synthetic reproduction. A lot happening. This is a big one. Late 21st century, she's warned that the ice caps are melting and it's irreversible. But some of that could be because of the pole shift. Some of that could be because of the shifting weathers and climates. Did I let it go out? I did let it go out. No. Let me just relight it really quickly. See, I told you, what is it? 29 minutes into the show, and I'm just now feeling it. Actually, I'm high. That's what it is. Usually, I got to wait till I get really high during the show to, let me see. Oh, I missed some comments. Let me see. Hey, would you have an interest in coming to a lunch and learn for pre-roller? Ooh, that sounds exciting. I like that. Absolutely. What is that? Let me see. Wait, interest in coming to a lunch and learn for pre-rolls or for pre-roll. Yes, I would love to bring my pre-roll knowledge. I like to bring an easy way to learn how to do pre-rolls. I use a dollar bill, but instead of using a dirty, nasty dollar bill, there's like almost like a small bamboo. It's like the size of a dollar bill, but like a bamboo rolling pad. What a delicious way to roll. But yes, I can even do it freehand. It's so much fun. Freehand is more fun, I think. It's just when you have time to do it. There's an art form to it. But all of my prehand. See, the more I smoke, the more I can't talk. Okay, Baba Vanga. But yes, absolutely, I would have an interest. Love to go to something like that. So, ice caps melting in the late 21st centuries, and a lot of this is going to bring natural disasters. It's going to mess up maybe some of our coastal cities. Again, Baba Vanga, these are her predictions. And these things are coming right now. We are on the cusp of of a bunch of her predictions coming to a head this next year. So let's keep looking at it. Underwater cities. So she predicted humans would build entire cities underwater as land resources start to dwindle, as the heat starts to rise, as ocean levels start to cover land, we are moving underwater. That makes sense. Keep in mind, we can make oxygen out of the water. And I think it's easier to colonize our own oceans instead of colonizing Mars. And that's pretty far away. That's a lot of work. I'm gonna put this down. Even though this is a delicious pre-roll, I'm putting that down for a moment. Okay, let's keep talking. So underwater cities during the 21st, 22nd century, I see that already. I mean, there's so many underwater research facilities that are enormous. There's an underwater hotel. An underwater hotel? I want to do an underwater hotel, and then I'd wake up in the middle of the night and see that shit and freak out and like run into a wall or something. Like get up out of the bed. Ah! That'd be me. Or I'd get up and talk and walk in my sleep and take a swim with the fishes. Okay. Oh, I missed something. This is a cool machine. Send me your email and phone on LinkedIn. This is a cool machine. Which one? Which machine are you talking about? If you're talking about the internet, I think that's a pretty cool machine as well. Hey, do you have an interest in pre-roller? Pre-roller. It's a cool machine. Send me. Okay. There you go. I guess I can't read emails, right? I'm silly. Okay, where was I? Oh, we were talking about Baba Vanga. See, that's how good of a pre-roll that was. The whole one joiner, one grammar really got me, woohoo, fruit of the looms over here. Now, while we're chit-chatting, I'm going to load some of this OG Donuts live rosin nectar. So everybody names things a little differently. I don't really like shatter. I like batter. I like crumble. I like sugar. I like diamonds and sauce. I think, and by the way, if you're ever curious about what each one of these concentrates mean, I think really each one of these concentrates are more in the different process that they're in. So the end process that it might become, it's called something else. In the beginning, we may call it batter. And as we cure it or dry it or freeze dry it or put it through its process, we call it different things. Okay, let me get back over here. We still have so much to talk about. There's so much going on tonight. The pre-roller, okay, it's a cool machine. I do wait, it's a machine pre-roller. Awesome. I love lunches and learns and lunches. That's what it's all about. Okay, let me get some of this. You'd think I don't need any more, but I do. Absolutely. All right, we're just gonna grab a chunk. This is a half ounce of nectar. This is incredible. An incredible amount, a beautiful gift that I was gifted, and just amazing stuff right there. I just put a giant chunk. I didn't even put a regular chunk. I put a giant chunk in just now. Okay. So we're going to just put that in. Wow. Okay. So we're on Baba Vanga and we're talking about her predictions. And she has so many. I'm just going to go a little faster through them or I'm just gonna be all night just right here. So, all right, we talked about the alien contact, which I still think is huge. And this year, 2025, is going to be huge. The world hunger eradication. Look, this is what I'm all about. If we can solve one problem as a community of people, we can feed those that are hungry, children that are hungry, families that are hungry. We can and should be feeding them, to help them, to save them, to teach them how to farm and how to grow food. That's what we should be doing, not just feeding them, but teaching them to feed themselves, teaching them to feed the communities of people. That's exciting. Okay, so ice caps melting, crazy underwater cities, the rise of new religious leaders in the 2030s. So new religions would be gaining popularity and influence globally between 2025 and 2030s. Human telepathy in the 2100s. End of natural births. This is huge. This is all Baba Vanga and all of her predictions. But the end of natural births in the 2100s. So telepathy, natural births are to an end. Laboratories will be doing more genetic engineering, and they'll be so advanced that that's how we give birth at that point. Fucking crazy. All right, I need to smoke because this is deep. It's deep. All right, good, it's working. There we go. When it buzzes again, this is my Puffco proxy. I love to put my concentrates in here. This is just a delicious way to do cannabis and concentrates. So, end of natural births in the 2100s, mind-controlled machines. We're already there in the 22nd century, but we are already there. Where humans can control machines with their minds, we're already there. Virtual reality, augmented reality. There's the neural chip from Elon Musk with the guy that can't move. He's doing everything with his mind. So already that's coming true. Ooh, buzz, 1-1. As built up. I'm not trying to hit it too hard. That's some very strong OG donuts. So it's a product I'm not used to smoking. And it's a different quality from what I'm used to. I'm just clearing out the bowl. And really not much left. I put a big chunk in there. Normally I don't put such a big chunk. But it's been a crazy day. So I needed a crazy big chunk just now. And that was huge. Most of it's gone. Okay, very easy, very simple to use that. Let me have a little bit more of this. Excellent. Much better. Oh, that was delicious. Can't drink too much of that though. Like I can have one of those a month. That's it. Because it's milk. I can't really have milk and all the fake sugars and saturated additives really mess with my digestive system. See, we have to be much more aware of our health, and we have to take a much more conscious step in making sure we stay healthy. We're living longer because we're willing ourselves to do so. So we've got to be happier and healthier about that. Okay, let's keep going. So mind-controlled machines were already there. Travel beyond our galaxy. That's a big one. That's happening in the 23rd century. And that's still coming. That's on its way. Rise of the superhumans between the 21st and 22nd century, because of bioengineering, creating humans with enhanced physical and mental abilities. That's what's coming into play. That's within the next generations. Now, this was a big one. So Baba Vanga said, we will have contact with God in the year 2222. Remember, I said the other day, 1111 was very important. It is, because of the significance of it and the power of it. So the year 2222, very powerful. Not almost, the entire year, even more powerful, even more holy, even more aura shining. I don't know. It's amazing. Manifestation beyond. So Baba Vanga says in that year of 2222, a spiritual or divine encounter for mankind, for animal kind, for humankind, for any kind. Interesting. And we continue beyond that time. She predicted an era of peace into the 3000s. So I guess from 2222 into the 3000s and beyond, an era of centuries of conflict and humanity would finally achieve a peaceful utopian society. Could it be? Could we actually become that society? I don't know. And then this is a big one. The end of Earth. The end of Earth in the year 5079. It's her farthest reaching prophecy, and it states the universe would end in this year. Although what she meant by this, we don't exactly know. Would it end metaphysically? Would we all come to a spiritual end? Or, boom, it all comes to an end. Year 5069 or 79. So the year 5079, everything comes to an end. That was Baba Vanga's farthest reaching prophecy. That is wild. That was like 25, give or take 25 prophecies right there. And most of them have already come true. And the ones that haven't come true yet are coming now. And these are things that are already happening. Like she predicted some of them happening and later in the timeline, and already we are achieving some of these milestones. Wow. I get excited. Plus it's hot in this room. It's hot with the light coming at me. It's like a little greenhouse room, but we have a beautiful 2 different peppers growing, and they look beautiful. One's changing colors. I'm afraid to eat it now. It might be hotter than any pepper has ever been before. It is now achieved Super Saiyan mode. That's okay. So, let me see. The next guy was Edward Casey, and we're going to kind of jump through it a little bit faster. But Edward Casey is known as like the sleeping prophet. He was an American clairvoyant who claimed to have received visions and insights while in a trance state. So I compiled 25 of the most profitable prophecies that he gave, the most true. I mean, he gave thousands and thousands of prophecies. Same with Baba Vanga. So it's not like the ones that I gave you were the only prophecies that they ever gave. They gave many prophecies. These were the ones that were decided the most true. Now, I could have started by telling you that, but no, it's more fun this way. Because everything has another side to it. Everything has that yin and that yang. I mean, she may have given 1,000 prophecies, but those 25 that I just told you were so close. But the other 975 of them, bullshit. It missed the mark so far it wasn't even funny. So here we go. Edward Casey, I told you who he was. I told you what he's all about. So it's essential, approach these things with caution. Interpretations. So interpret it as you may. They vary. Everybody sees things differently. But he did give hundreds of prophecies. He would go into a trance state, and somebody would transcribe all of this, and he would go into such detail. Wow. He would have multiple people writing it down sometimes because he would be saying and speaking so much. So he predicted the stock market crash. 1929, he foresaw the economic collapse and the break in the business world before the Great Depression. Let me see. The rise and fall of Adolf Hitler, he saw that. He warned of a leader in Germany who would bring destruction, potentially referring to Hitler. World War II, he predicted the war from 39 to 45, 1939 to 1945. He foresaw another global war years before it began. Following political, and he said this was because of the political unrest in Europe. The shifting of Earth's magnetic poles. Now, this is one that we're talking about right now. I don't bring doom and gloom. I'm not going to bring anything to you and say the world is coming to an end. I mean, in the year 5079, as Baba Vanga said, but not yet. So that's a long time away. I'm going to be dead and gone in ashes and floating in the mysterious galaxy somewhere or whatever. Who knows what's going to happen? My energy will always be around, always. So the shifting poles of the Earth, he predicted that Earth's poles would shift, which some scientists think might be related to ongoing magnetic drift going on right now. And we're going through a magnetic drift. The North and the South are not the exact North and South that they were 2 years ago. In that time period, things have shifted. Things have moved. So another big one that I've seen very recently is the discovery of Atlantis. So he believed Atlantis would be found near the Bimini and Bahamas, Bimini Islands and Bahamas, claiming signs of it would emerge in the late 1960s. So Bimini Road, the Bimini Road was discovered back in the late 60s, but nobody put together yet that that was Atlantis. But now they are talking about the lost continent, the sunken continent, being possibly Atlantis in that region. Wouldn't it be amazing right now? They've been talking about it on the news. Right now, they're talking about it with recent discoveries about the lost city of Atlantis. Now, it could be a time shift. It could be a different reality that we're dealing with right now. Or it really could be another prophecy coming true. Whew. There's a lot going on, isn't there? Okay. This is okay. So changes to Japan's geography. That's an interesting one that's happening because it would be affected by massive natural upheavals, possibly hinting at tsunamis or earthquakes. Well, that happened during the tsunami that it was hit with during the fall of their nuclear reactors. And some of the landscape had changed then. I think I saw videos where it was the land was actually moving like it was liquid. So he foresaw changes to that happening. And this is, again, he didn't give exact time frames, but he gave centuries and decades, and everything that I'm giving you is to happen within our lifetime, within our decades, our centuries. 21st, 22nd century, 20th to 21st, 23rd centuries. The return of lost knowledge, the predicted that ancient wisdom, including that from Atlantis and Egypt, would resurface and benefit humanity around year 2025. That's big. That's next year. That's like huge. Major shifts in climate, that's happening now. California falling into the ocean, that's been happening for years. One big earthquake, and it's just going to knock a good. And they've already shown where that's if that happens, there's a fault line there that California is sitting on a plate, almost like a teeter totter. And one good earthquake will knock it off of the landmass it's connected to and tilt a good portion of that land into the water, into the ocean. New York's transformation, he foresaw undergoing major changes, particularly around its coastline due to rising waters or natural disasters. So New York is going to start having very serious issues very soon because of rising waters, melting ice caps that Baba Vanga saw. These are different predictions, but a lot of this is coming to a head. Let me see, unification of the world's major religions, new religions coming in. He saw Christianity, Judaism, and Islam would reconcile their differences in coming years. That's interesting. China becoming the cradle of Christianity. Interesting. China would adopt Christian teachings and become a center of global spirituality. Okay. A shift in human consciousness. He predicted a spiritual awakening leading the new age of enlightenment, very similar to what Baba Vanga had predicted, even as far away as the year 2022, where we meet God. Why can't it happen earlier? I want to meet God. I want to smoke a joint with God. Imagine what kind of weed he's hiding over there. I mean, imagine. No, really. Imagine. It's gotta be some good shit. What do you think he fucking calls it? So what are we smoking, God? The God particle. That's gotta be the bomb. I mean, literally, it brings it all together. Okay. He also saw and remember, we're talking about Edward Casey right now and his predictions. He saw the emergence of the coming of superhumans. Same with Baba Vanga. She also was talking about superhumans with our individual new abilities coming, ESP, spiritual insight, telepathy, medical advancements in cancer, just like Baba Vanga predicting. So I believe the two of them had very similar predictions. And that makes you ask, where are they pulling these things from? I talk about the Akashic record. I talk about the mass information source or energy information grid that some people are able to tap into and pull knowledge from, like Tesla, admittedly pulling knowledge and all of his ideas from this Akashic record, from this meditative state where it gave him this knowledge. Edward Casey would go to sleep or into a trance, and these things would just come to him in a trance state. So they're pulling these things from somewhere, especially if Baba Vanga and Edward Casey, two different places entirely. One doesn't even speak English. One's doing it while he's asleep. The other one's blind. One's blind. One's asleep. Two different places entirely. They're not even talking. This is the time before the internet was even capable, or phones. Wow. Having prophecies that are so similar to each other. How wild is that shit? And it's coming true. That's where it's even more wild. It's coming true. Doesn't that blow your mind just a little bit? Doesn't that make you sit there and think, okay, where are they getting this knowledge? Where are they getting these ideas that these things are possible in the future? They foresaw this before, Edward Casey, I think he was during World War One. Baba Vanga, even before that time. So, all right now, Edward Casey, let's keep talking about some of his things. Big medical advances in cancer, a new form of government in Russia is forming. Let me see, the discovery of ancient Egypt's secrets. He talked very big about a hall of records containing ancient knowledge would be found under the Sphinx. And recently, there was a German cat, or maybe a Swedish dude, a German cat or a Swedish dude, did a scan, a very recent scan of the lower section of the Sphinx, and has confirmed that there are open passageways and halls, and there's shit in there. So we're gonna find out about. I'm keep shaking the table. And the whole thing is gonna fall. We're gonna find out about these things in the coming year. I mean, I think that's exciting. That's exciting because I heard about these prophecies, I don't know, 40 years ago as a kid in stories. And I was like, wow, okay, you don't pay attention. And then years later, you're like, that's interesting. How would they know about any of this? So then you research into it, you look into it, and it's so amazing now to see these things coming to light in a whole new way, in prophecies coming true. And then you're like, I knew they were right. I knew they were right. Okay, nobody listened to me. Future transportation technologies, flying cars. Do we not have now the ability of flying cars? Large drones are, itchy ear. Large drones are going to be taxis. Large drones going to be carrying people around like a taxi. That's futuristic shit right there. How would Edward Casey know anything about this? They didn't even have airplanes. I think they did have airplanes. I'm putting him back way too far. But Baba Vanga, blind, didn't see shit. But she was predicting many of the same things. Now, Edward Casey did see the Gulf Coast being submerged, water overtaking the area, parts of the Gulf Coast, particularly around New Orleans, completely being submerged. Levees going down, water. I mean, these things have already happened. But as future, not just prophecies, but as future climate changes and moves, ice caps are melting. And there is water displacement. So the water's got to go somewhere. Hey, Nick, welcome to the show. How are you? Welcome, welcome. If you're just getting here, though, we're talking right now. We were talking about other things earlier, but now we're talking about Baba Vanga's, a Hungarian or Bulgarian Balkan mystic that had predictions. And now I'm talking about Edward Casey's predictions that were very similar, so similar that they were seeing some of the same things, where I'm saying that maybe they were pulling this knowledge from the same place, as I call it, the Akashic record, the record, the knowledge of everything, not just the history of man, but the history of everything, of every civilization that has come and gone that we have never known about and will never know, but we're here and existed. Okay. So lots of advances in energy, Casey saw. He predicted renewable energy, especially solar, wind, other things would be widely available and help solve a lot of the resource issues that some countries have. Like right now, there are countries that have no water. Their drought levels are terrible. So big signs like billboards have been put up, but these billboards are there collecting water from the atmosphere. It's amazing. And now they're collecting water from the atmosphere, and these people are able to go to these big posts and get water for their villages, for their homes that they couldn't get before. There was no water. They're getting it out of the atmosphere. So, and then at the same time, they're generating electricity for villages that had no electricity. We are moving things to places we didn't have them before. But Nick, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you here. I mean, self-healing powers of the mind, I think we have that now. I think if we could tap into our healing powers of the mind, our holistic mind body approach to healing, I mean, it's not just knowing and trusting yourself. It's being able to maybe tap into that I don't know, the other reality, the other thing. I mean, that other thing. I don't know what that other thing is. Like when I went into alpha state and I left my body. If you weren't here for that conversation, it's one to definitely talk about again. But I've heard in that state, you can help advance healing in the body. So that's a, I don't know. That's a big one. So Edward Casey saw that as a future ability that we're sharing, or that we all have, or that we have the ability to tap into. Um, he predicted that there are going to be huge catastrophic events in the year 2025, and world peace would happen within the decade after these massive natural apocalyptic disasters. Um, human longevity, technologies that would advance and enable people to live longer and healthier would be available for those that have the money. I don't think he said it that way, but I'm saying it. But yeah, those technologies are right now, I think, start gene editing. They're doing light therapy. There is, which is incredible stuff to look into, light therapy. I don't know about these patches. I saw somebody with these patches, like you put that here in your solar plexus and shit, and it reflects the energy of the body. I'm like, no, it doesn't. Shut the fuck up. Nothing's reflecting. Sorry. Um, I know a hoax when I see a hoax, but light therapy, light technology, accessing the energy of the body for things, and I'm always talking about doing that. So now, this is a big one. This was one of his last predictions. Much like Baba Vanga's last prediction was that the Earth would, or the universe would come to an end in the year 5079. So Edward Casey warned of a major physical shift in the Earth's axis, which he believed would occur due to natural upheavals, leading to massive global changes, leading to our tectonic plates shifting and moving, and possibly destroying everything and anything we know of society right now. That's pretty deep stuff right there. I think these are crazy visions that 90% of those in totality between Baba Vanga and Edward Casey, a good portion of those have come true, are coming true, are in process, or are coming true earlier than predicted, which makes sense to me. You can't get everything right. Some of it, I mean, they predicted it's coming true, just not when. So I'll take that. But it's good to pay attention to those things and where they get that knowledge. And maybe this is a knowledge that we should be more attuned to, more open to, more ready for. And I think we don't allow ourselves to be open and ready to energies like this, because we carry so much bullshit with us all day, every single day. Again, I know, thinking of the past, thinking of the future, thinking of your problems. But by doing that, you're not open. You're not open to you're not open to the energies, or to the signs, or to the um I don't know. You're not open to, I mean, we don't see it. We don't see the signs of the future, or the signs for us to do certain things. I don't know. We don't see signs of the future, prophetic signs, because we're too busy confusing ourselves with everything else. Maybe I've switched to Dr. Pepper from a Frappuccino, which doesn't taste like Frappuccinos even. Frappuccinos used to taste pretty good. Now it just tastes heavy and icky and sticky and not good. Just this. I'm talking about this. This shit doesn't taste good anymore. It used to taste good, but it tastes different. Like they changed it. Like it's got a cheap sugar. Like the sugar used to taste real and delicious, and the milk used to taste like heavy cream, like heavy whipping cream. But now it tastes like a thin 2% substitute, and the sugar tastes like a powdered sugar. I'm disgusted by it. I I don't buy them anymore, but I bought it this time just because It was like I was craving it. I looked at it, it looked at me, and I was like, okay, I'll buy it and drink it. But now I regret. I regret drinking this now because now it tastes like shit. It used to be delicious, no longer delicious. Sorry, it was right there. I'm feeling like gassy because of it. I'm feeling bloated. The hell's going on? This is ridiculous. Don't drink that shit. Don't drink this either. But still delicious. Mm. Oh, nice and cold. Oh, drip. Okay, so where was I? We're talking about being so closed up, we don't see things. And so tonight before the show, I was watching really quickly with Ange. We were watching things Skinwalker Ranch. What is Skinwalker Ranch? So it's a show, but it's not just a show. It's a ranch in Utah. Is it Utah? Shit, I don't know where it is. I want to say it's in Utah. Is it you? I think it's Utah. And there's skinwalkers, there are portals, there are communications and frequencies, there are things buried in the mesa that could be a meteorite, could be a spaceship, could be an energy vortex for the portals in the area. I don't know. A Stargate? If you've ever watched The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, it'll blow your mind. And I think they're now going into season 5. So the show is actually of what's going on and the research or the ongoing research of portals and strange anomalies on this ranch. What's super interesting is that they've got this scientist. I'll remember his name in a moment. But he's a country boy that worked for NASA or a rocket space theoretical genius engineer. And he had his own show on Discovery or History Channel years ago where he had a group of buddies in a garage making rocket ships and shit like that. Just cool stuff. Anyways, fast forward many years later, you find out this guy's actually a rocket scientist, a rocket genius. And he really knows his shit about space. So fast forward the show, Skinwalker Ranch. Skinwalker Ranch was a place that a guy named Bigelow, and Robert Bigelow, he has a space company, Bigelow Space or Bigelow, whatever it is, Bigelow something. And he has a lot of military or government contracts right now. So back in the day, he had this ranch, and there were early stories of portals and aliens and skinwalkers and fucking chupacabras. I don't know, all going on this land. So I wanted to go to this ranch, and other people tried getting onto this ranch, but he had military personnel, he had cameras, there were abductions, there were weird happenings underground, above ground, energy wise. There were things on video that have been caught, things that I have seen in the show that have blown my mind. Portals opening up. I mean, wow. You watch this show, it'll blow your mind. And they're showing it to you in your face. You just have to watch it and just have to see it for yourself. So anyways, portals. I mean, what are portals? You know, they're described as hypothetical gateways between different dimensions, locations, or realms. They offer a bridge that bypasses conventional travel. That's a portal. These gateways are believed to allow travel between our world and other realms or dimensions, or between distant points on Earth. Many cultures and paranormal enthusiasts believe portals exist across the planet. often tied to mysterious and sacred sites with unusual occurrences. So, here are some of the things we're going to talk about. Let's talk about dimensional gateways. Portals are often theorized as openings between our dimension and others, almost acting like wormholes. So, and this is in science fiction. In science fiction, it's a wormhole, it's a doorway into other worlds and realms or times. But how sometimes what science fiction used to be science fiction is now science fact. Tell me that's not crazy. Tell me that's not wild. What used to be science fiction is now science fact. So our current science fiction, what? How soon before that becomes science fact? See, times are changing. um, I think sometimes portals are spiritual or energetic phenomena. In many cultures, portals are thought to exist in location where Earth's energy is particularly strong, where spiritual energies or entities are capable of passing through. You know, like Halloween. Halloween, the realm between the living and the dead, very thin, or the people in bodysuits and the people not. Um, you know, the realms are very thin. So maybe also like there's that doorway in the rock. I want to say in Bolivia or in Peru, up in the mountains. Uh, Again, that could be a portal. That could be a gateway, and they were signifying by carving that area, showing that this right here was a maybe a thinned veil between the realities, between the dimensions. Maybe a space-time shortcut. Like physicists have speculated that wormholes could theoretically allow for shortcuts through space and time, with which mirrors many descriptions of portals in mystical or paranormal terms. So when we look at what was impossible is possible theoretically. So what do portals look like? What are we dealing with? So portals are usually going to be like an unusual electromagnetic activity. You'll see, you know, like a heightened EMF readings, disturbances in electronic devices. That's usually a sign maybe there's a portal opening up or an extreme energy source coming together. Time slips. People usually near alleged portals sometimes report strange time anomalies or lost time, uh, paranormal sightings, maybe high strangeness happens in areas with portals, often linked to sightings of UFOs, cryptids, entities, as well as unexplained sounds or lights. Just like on Skinwalker Ranch, there was videos when they used certain frequencies. They had a rabbi out there doing prayers or doing, you know, prayer, and then it opened up a portal. They showed it electromagnetically. They showed it on heat sensors. They caught something with their high-speed camera that you would never even see with your regular eye. Even with a regular camera, they wouldn't have seen it. But because they had a high-speed camera on this, what they saw was incredible. So these things open up portals, the paranormal, the religious, rapid changes in weather. And that's what I saw in the Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch. The area where the portal opened up, the temperature dropped. The temperature dropped so cold. Wow. Wow. Like freezing. That right there shows something's going on. When all the area around it is still hot and this is freezing cold, something's happening. This space is cold or space is no temperature. I don't know. There's another talk in that one right there. So that's where to look for it. You could see its distortions in time and space, distortions in front of you. If it looks like something's happening, pay attention to it. You know, up in the sky, I've seen color variations that are not a rainbow, that are not the sun glinting off of a cloud, making me think there's something going on. Look up in the sky, pay attention. Mm. sometimes you've got to really concentrate on what's going on out there. Okay, so here are some locations. I'm going to tell you right now some locations where portals are going on, where the paranormal is happening, where parts of the earth are, the veil is thin, maybe spirits or aliens or something, they're coming in to visit. So first one, Skinwalker Ranch. This ranch is famous for its paranormal activity, including UFO sightings, poltergeist, cryptid encounters, strange cattle mutilations. The land is considered sacred by the Uti tribe and is believed to harbor a supernatural force, which would be a skinwalker that the possibly the Uti tribe had put there as protection many, 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 many moons ago. And by the way, quickly to mention, cattle mutilations, um, where all their blood is drained from their body. So the guy that's working on Skinwalker Ranch, where I can't remember his name right now, but it'll come to me later. The scientist dude, really smart cat, really smart country dude. So he came out recently. He was in a press conference that I caught talking about bovine blood and how bovine blood or some form of it can help interstellar travel for warp engines or for entities or bodies or for internal, or I don't know, there was something where it creates a plasticity for something, either for a warp drive or for a hypergravity engine, um, and they needed bovine blood. And the way he explained it and what's inside of it and why, that shit made sense. So look into that possibly. I don't know exactly what I'm saying, but this was recent. It was a press conference about the guys at Skinwalker Ranch and the scientist dude that I can't remember his name right now, and I feel terrible because I would have been able to tell you at any other time. What is his name? It's gonna come to me. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I mean, he talks like this. He's a really nice guy. I mean, he's really smart. Damn it, I just can't believe I can't remember his name right now. And I'm even doing a terrible impression of him, but it doesn't matter because I'm doing one. He should be happy. All right, so, but he gave a conference recently talking about bovine extraction and how it helps with interstellar travel. So also on this ranch portal theories, there are numerous reports at Skinwalker Ranch, including instances of portals appearing in the sky or on the ground, where bizarre creatures, I told you I saw the video, or unexplained lights emerge. Some researchers are even theorizing there is an interdimensional portal in the area, which could explain the frequency and variety of strange events. I had seen pictures from Skinwalker Ranch of the portal where they were able to catch this thing with the multiple tests that they've been doing. Wow. I mean, they caught an impression of a portal, a three-dimensional portal, and they've done it numerous times now in very interesting ways. So, Serpent Mound in Ohio. Ohio has a place called Serpent Mound. This ancient serpent-shaped earthwork in Ohio is thought to have been created by indigenous people more than 1,000 years ago. The shape aligns with certain celestial events, suggesting an advanced understanding of astronomy. But there's so much more going on there. There's a serpent, a very large serpent seen from space. You can see from the sky, and it curls. The head ends up curling around like an egg. But they won't let you dig. They won't let you search or do any kind of ground penetrating radar to see what's going on underneath the ground, because there are possible underground structures, maybe very close to an underground pyramid. Okay. But some believe Serpent Mound to be an energy vortex or a portal due to its alignment with planetary bodies and geomagnetic anomalies in the area. Paranormal investigators speculate that such mounds are gateways or sacred sites with strong spiritual energy capable of opening into other realms, but they're not allowed to research there. So that place has been protected. It is under lock and key as far as protections go, not letting anybody do any kind of research, any paranormal shit, no digging, no radar, nothing. So that's Serpent Mound in Ohio. Next place, Bermuda Triangle. Yeah, I know, of course. In the Atlantic Ocean, this infamous area stretching between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico is known for the mysterious disappearances of ships and aircraft, often attributed to unexplained phenomena. Now, sometimes that can be magnetic anomalies, it can be weather. Bermuda Triangle is a crazy place. If you want to know something crazy about me, I was conceived in the Bermuda Triangle. No bullshit. I my I mean, and what do I mean? So my parents were on a boat in the Bermuda Triangle. I know I had to do that so you knew what I was talking about. But I was conceived in the Bermuda Triangle. I know that really explains a lot, doesn't it? Does it? And I was born on December 13th at 11:11. Does that mean anything? I'm sure it does because this year my birthday's on December 13th, on a Friday the 13th. But I don't think the day actually means anything because our calendars are so flipping off. But I was conceived in the Bermuda Triangle. So there you go. That's a little strangeness about me. And I was born at 11:11 on the 13th of December, on a Friday the 13th, with black crows cover. It was okay. There's more, but whatever. Um, but that's okay. And then portal theories about the Bermuda Triangle. Some theorists propose that the Bermuda Triangle may contain an underwater portal or vortex that leads to another dimension or another reality, which would explain the strange phenomena and the vanishing of ships and planes. Some have said that they have found an island. An island, what is it, like a Gartha or something? I don't remember, but an island that's Romanesque, like Atlantis. And they've seen it, they traveled through the fog and they visited. Um, some have gone through and obviously never come back, and the few reports of anybody coming back from a place like this, they think they're crazy. But maybe we should listen to people that we think are crazy. Maybe they're not so crazy. Maybe they're trying to tell us shit. Look at Admiral or Colonel Byrd. Admiral Byrd went, did a lot of missions for the United States, revered as an amazing pilot for the United States, and on one of his missions, he said he flew through the Earth or flew through a portal in the Arctic, um, where he entered into the Earth, was able to fly around massive cities, and then exit once again. So nobody called him crazy. They just told him to shut up. But look up Admiral Byrd, Colonel Byrd, or Admiral Byrd. Um, I know I could pull up more information on him. All right, next place. Stonehenge. Stonehenge in Wiltshire, England. It's an ancient stone circle, is a mystery to archaeologists. Its purpose remains largely unknown. Um, it has long been associated with mystical or cosmic energies. I was there as a kid, and they didn't have a fence up. Now they got a huge fence up. But as a kid, I remember sitting on the stones, and I remember the whole energy of the area. Like, I mean, like, when I was a kid, the last time I was in Stonehenge, I was like 12, 13, 14. Uh, and they didn't have the fence up. That's a long time ago. I'm gonna be 50 in December. So when I was between the ages of 12 and 14, that's a shitload of years ago. But I was in Stonehenge and I remember an energy. I remember I wasn't really looking for it. I was looking to impress European girls. I wasn't looking for the energy of Stonehenge. I was bored. My dad made us go, and I'm so glad he did because I remember this trip. Even though I didn't want to go, I can remember the energy of what went on there. It affected me because even leaving, I thought about it. Even leaving Stonehenge, I've thought about its history and its energy and its people and its civil and its construction and its purpose. But why? And I've even heard that radioscoping or whatever, they've done some testing and there is writing inside the rocks. There is writing, like writing. I don't even know how that's capable from a solid piece of stone. Um, but I've been to Stonehenge. I remember an energy. I felt an energy. Some people believe that Stonehenge serves as a portal or energy center that links to other dimensions or ancient locations due to its specific placement, location, alignment with the solstices, um, and their ideas of the ritualistic practices that could have gone on there. But they don't know. So what else? What other places have portals and vortexes? And if I'm missing anything, put it in the comments. If I'm missing a portal somewhere, and I know there's a bunch, but if I'm missing it, put it in the comments so we can talk about it. Let's keep going. Sedona vortexes in Arizona. Now, I've been to places in Arizona that were um, anomalies. There's one in Texas, uh, close to between like Austin and so North Texas ish. There's a place that has like a vortex, and you can stand sideways, and somebody will be standing right there just normal, just looking at you, and it's the most wild thing. A ball will roll uphill. I've seen it, and there's no explanation for this. So I think there are certain places that have certain shifts because of magnetic anomalies or the crust between the magneticness of the earth, and there's no interference. I don't know. I There's no way. But when you go to these places, you feel something. When you go to these places, it's just it's you can't put your finger on it, but you feel that energy. And the same place that I'm talking about in Texas that has this like vortex, there's a whole underground crack in the earth that opens up to an underground world that hasn't even been explored. Only parts of it have been opened up, but they admitted it goes deeper. It goes deeper and it's huge. So that's what gets me excited because we don't know what's going on and what it opens up to. Okay, Sedona Vortex is in Arizona. Sedona is a famous for it's a famous for the energy vortexes. I don't know why. It's it's the Earth's energy is thought to be very intense, attracting people interested in spirituality and healing. That's why a lot of people end up going to Arizona or to Sedona, Arizona, because the energy calls them there. The energy brings them there. Maybe it enhances them. And because of that, the vortex sites around Sedona, especially in areas like Cathedral Rock, Bell Rock, they are considered powerful spiritual portals where, visitors report feeling that heightened awareness, visions, even encounters with otherworldly beings. So that's huge. And why would you be seeing otherworldly beings in these energy vortexes, in these cross-dimensional sightseeing windows? Are they us? Are we them? Are we living that close in dimensional realities? Are we like that close? And there's certain places on Earth where maybe we can feel it, maybe we can see it. Oh, that'd be weird. I think so many things that we think of could be weird, but whatever. We accept it. We it's like we're desensitized. So no matter what comes to us, no matter what hits us, we're still like, okay, it wasn't so bad. Oh, yeah, aliens. Okay, who gives a shit? I give a shit. My dream, it's like, what's your dream, Oren? My dream is to smoke some alien weed. It's not a big dream. I mean, I want the aliens to hang out, tell me about their ideas about the fabric of space and time, of their understanding of the universe and its concept of expansion, and what our place as energy beings is, and what they believe and what they understand and who they really are, and panisperia and blah 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 blah. I want to do all this while smoking a joint with them. Same with God. People get to meet God in the year 2222. I would love to stay alive long enough to meet God. That would be interesting. Smoke some God particle, you know, chitty chat about, his fine artwork and handicraft and ingenuity in creating learning beings. Okay, I'm rambling. Next one, next place, Mount Shasta in California. This mountain is sacred to Native American tribes, and it's associated with numerous myths, from UFO sightings to stories of hidden ancient cities. And I have heard there is so much going on over there, underground cities connected to other other mountain areas across the United States. The portal theories there is that Mount Shasta is thought to be a place where other dimensions or underground civilizations exist. So visitors report experiencing unusual phenomena, including sightings of spiritual entities and feeling wild energies while there. Now, one of these wild energies I keep talking about, I think, to me, these energies sometimes can be almost spiritual. I sometimes, in some places where maybe energies are stronger, I feel like I get more signs. Things will, like, I'll hear more of a buzzing, um, not so much of a ringing, but like right now, I hear it because I'm talking about it. The second I started talking about it, if you could stop, then it stops. It's the wildest thing. So it's like something's talking or something's communicating. Um, that they said, absolutely. That's what it feels like. It's like saying, like, absolutely, that's right. It came my way and go away again. We have to listen for things. Don't always think you're crazy. Don't always, I mean, I don't give a shit what you think of me. I don't give a shit if you think he's lost his mind. And sometimes I feel like I have. Sometimes I feel like I've completely lost my mind. But that's good. That's good. Because if you don't think like you've lost your mind and you can recreate yourself or unlearn and relearn yourself, then I don't know what the fuck you're doing. By the way, I see East Coast Visual Media. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Doinka doinka doink. Super doinka zoink. Boom. Doinks and zoinks. Um, just for East Coast Media. Uh, so I think don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. But no, I don't ever be afraid of what you're hearing or what you're seeing. Sometimes there's a reason behind it. Be open to hearing things. Don't close yourself up because somebody says you're crazy. Don't tell them shit then. Don't say anything. Uh, I mean, I talk to myself and I talk to myself out loud just to hear another opinion, but from myself. And I don't care if somebody's going to judge me for that. Judge yourself for it. I just do it out loud. Uh, I feel, I mean, I'm not going to have a whole conversation. I may say one or two words. It's like, that's right, Oren, get your shit together. And it's like, okay. And I'm hearing it from myself. So, okay, I get my shit together. Sometimes you just need to hear it from yourself out loud. I mean, if you come to a point where you've got to answer yourself out loud, shit's gotten serious. So listen to yourself and get moving. So it doesn't happen often, but if it happens, I listen. um, I don't know what else. I don't know. I listen. I look for signs, and I believe things happen in threes. And you've got to be able to look. And if you're self-doubting, you're not going to see the things that are coming at you. You're not going to look for the signs. You're not going to see the energy of yes, the energy of positive yin or positive yang. Let me see what we got. Self-talk is needed as long as it's not negativity. Right. Look, if it's negativity, then that creates the world around you. If it's negativity, that becomes everything that you're about. Look, negativity loves negativity. I forgot that there's a phrase. Misery loves company. That's it. Misery loves company. And that's exactly it. Self-talk needs to be positive. Self-talk needs to be that inner reminder becoming the outer reminder, because you're not listening to the inner reminder. You're not listening to the guy inside going, listen, hey, get your shit together. And you just don't hear it. You don't hear it until you're like, hey, out loud. Let's do this. Let's go. Sometimes you need that. Listen for it. And if you feel like you need to talk it out loud, talk it out loud. Who cares what others might think? They're not living your life. They're not making your decisions. You are. So be authentic to yourself. Be authentic to you. Stop looking to somebody else for your power, your energy, your approval. Look to you for those things. Don't look to anybody for validation of the great things that you're doing, or the good things you're doing, or the kindness that you're bringing to the world. Don't look to anybody for any kind of validation. Feel it in the frequency that comes back to you, the vibe that comes back to you. You're going to be pushing out great things. Don't try to do it, just do it. Don't think about it, do it. Don't think about anything coming back to you. Don't think about it at all. Just keep yourself open to it. And that openness creates, an amazing energy. Okay. Portals, energy. There's still a lot to talk about. This is a topic that we could talk about forever. I love this. I do, because I love the interestingness where we went from Baba Vanga to Edward Casey, but we started where I was talking about 11/11 and the wild day I had in my creation of energy formation forward for the next few months. It was a wild day for me. I'm not going to go into any detail right now about it, but it was wild. Wild in information, wild in energy, wild in future, not even future, but wild in forward motion. And that is what gets me excited. I love adventure. Love it. Okay, what was I talking about? Don't even know what I was talking about. So we were talking about wormholes and portals opening up, and we just talked about a few locations where wormholes and portals might open up. So there's scientific and spiritual perspectives on portals. The Einstein-Rosen bridges, which are wormholes. This would be more your scientific approach, but in theoretical physics, Wormholes are possible shortcuts through space and time that align with some descriptions of portals. So, wormholes and portals can be very close to each other. Though purely theoretical, they offer a scientific foundation for the idea of possible dimensional travel, future dimensional travel. Instead of saying that we would have to travel 200 years to go 200 light years going light speed, instead passing through a portal and getting there in a few months or getting there in a few hours. Earth's magnetic fields and ley lines are energy spots. And around a lot of these ley lines and magnetic fields, you will find obelisks, which is very interesting, uh, stretching all around the Earth. There are obelisks at these ley lines and these energy portals and points. So, some portal theories suggest that portals appear at the intersections of Earth's natural magnetic fields, also called ley lines. Places like Stonehenge, the Great Pyramid, Machu Picchu, they all lie along these lines. What I find amazing is that these ancient civilizations built these megastructures on these powerful, powerful ley lines, energy places, energy vortexes. I really believe there was communication, there was energetic interaction. I mean, amazing stuff happening. Oh, Justin had to stop by, check out the live stream from the smoke shop after you. Well, thank you very much for coming by. So we've got Justin right over here. Thank you for coming to check out the show. Looks like he's seeing us from the YouTube. And of course, we've got people today coming to us from Twitch, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And Facebook, I apologize, I can't see your comments, so I will definitely try to go and comment later. So yeah, that's what we were looking at. So ancient Earth's magnetic ley lines, pyramids, things being built along these energy sectors, ancient beliefs and mythologies of portals. So a lot of different cultures, including the Egyptians, the Celts, indigenous tribes in the Americas believed in sacred or thin places where the veil between worlds is thinner. We were talking about that just a little bit earlier, allowing for travel into other realms, other dimensions. I said, look, at the beginning of the show during Halloween, how the veil between the living and the dead was very thin, or the veil between spiritual realms was very thin. Well, this could be all the time in different places or during different seasons or different alignments with the universe, creating certain energies that we're not normally used to getting or experiencing, but definitely getting them and experiencing them during certain eclipses, during certain alignments. So, okay, let me see. Popular culture influences, portal stories, and folklore. I mean, there's a lot of things going out there. There's a lot of disinformation. But again, I do recommend you watch The Secret or The Secret at Skinwalker Ranch. That has got me hooked. That has become something, I'll be honest, that has really opened my eyes to the possibility of more, where I didn't think we were in contact with anybody. And I was almost, I mean, even though I'd seen things and thought things and theorized, I wanted to see more. I wanted to see proof. I need to see more proof, and I'm still waiting to see more. That show, even though it's taken them a long time to show you anything, and you've really got to watch, there's a lot to actually show you, and a lot. Travis, that's his name, the scientist dude at Skinwalker Ranch. That's a rocket scientist and the basically the undercover government liaison that they didn't really know about until like season 4, which I know it sounds like a plot twist. Um, but he was working for an undercover scientific research group about aliens and portals and energies. And then here Travis, the scientist dude, is now working on the ranch for these guys, obviously feeding them information about the government group and back and forth. So, double dipping. That's how I see it. But Travis is the guy's name. Just that took a while, didn't it? It really did. So I recommend checking out the show. It's really opened my eyes to the possibility of things. And just to let you know, look, I've talked about it before, but here on the land, I believe Angie calls it a skinny because she doesn't want to say skinwalker, because if you say skinwalker, you're giving it attention and energy. But a skinwalker is created when an Indian tribe sacrifices, or somebody sacrifices themselves to be the guard of their culture, knowledge, lands, burial mounds, um, multiple different reasons, but they may create what's called a skinwalker. So when these Indian tribes create, or somebody sacrifices themselves, or they sacrifice someone to be the skinwalker, this spirit walks the land or walks the area that they're guarding for eternity. And they shapeshift. They are a dark mist energy that can be a wolf, that can be a dog, that can be a cloaked person, what it looks like. There are a bear, a small bear or a big bear. I've seen things that I could not explain. Angie has seen things that she could not explain. Gideon has seen things, my son, that he could not explain. We have heard voices calling out that sounded like my kids, and I looked at Angie. I'm like, "Is it them?" And she's like, "No, they're here. Like they are in the other room." So I'd go check, and they're all there. And that voice was calling me to come outside. So skinwalkers protect the land, and nobody here on the land really goes out after dark. I do. I like to walk the land when we have a full moon. I like to walk the land when it's bright moon. When it's dark and when it's so dark and I can't see anything, no, I don't like to go outside, even when I have light. But on a beautiful moon like tonight, I might even do a little walkie-walkie. But that being said, I still feel uncomfortable. I still feel like something's watching me. So we used to live on the other side of the land. I've got like 7 acres here. And I used to live on the other side of the land in my RV. And it was just getting dark. I was standing at the door of the RV with the door open, and I'm standing inside the RV looking out. Um, and nobody else was there. And I'm just looking out. I think I was looking over towards the pump because we just cleaned it, cleared it out, and opened up the whole back area. So I'm looking at the handiwork, of the day. And as I'm looking, there's a dark figure that just kind of comes up from nowhere, and almost nowhere. I'm getting chills right now talking about it. And it looked like a person wearing a cloak and just standing there. And I'm looking, I'm like, what is this? I took 1, 2 steps. I've never jumped backwards so fast in my entire life. Look, 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 look. Look at that shit. Look, look. I don't even know if you can see it. Fucking goosey bumpies. Holy shit. Okay, so I took like 2 steps out, and this thing, I heard a growl. A growl. Not just a growl, like a growl and coming at me. Like, not, it didn't step towards me. The body of it moved towards me, and I jumped like 2 steps out. I jumped backwards. I felt like I did like a fucking flip or some shit, but I jumped backwards into the RV, and I closed the door and I locked it. I just stood there for a moment, not totally realizing what I just saw. But that happened here where I live. Not gonna, I live in like northern central Florida. But yeah, wow. And then one day I was standing out, and now I live on the other side of the land where we've created our homestead, looking out the back door, standing outside the back door. I saw something moving uh, about half an acre away. Looked like a black mast, like a smoke mist behind the bushes. And I'm watching this. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it comes around, and it looks like a bear. I'm like, oh shit, bear. And I'm looking around. The dogs, where are the dogs, where are the kids, where's everybody? It was pretty early. I do remember it was pretty early. That this time this happened, there was still mist out there, so it was super early, but light enough where you can see some shit around you. So I'm looking around, nobody's outside. Good, da, 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 early morning. I come back inside, I close the door, I look out the window, and I watch this thing as it looks like a small bear hiding behind bushes, but not big bushes. And then it wafts like smoke, like a sheet, like a like a smoky sheet that's disappearing and appearing at the same time. It was wild, and then just went off. And I watched the whole thing, and I stood there. And I'm like, what is this? And it kind of came from the direction of the graveyard. We do live next door to a graveyard. To be fair. To be fair. To be fair. But we do. But they're good neighbors. Usually they don't say shit. They don't make too much of a fuss. They don't call the cops if we have a big party. No, so that was the two times specific that I have seen. And then the third time is when I saw eyes. I was walking from my part of the property over to my kids' stay, and I was walking the road, and then my road splits down there because I have a large property, and I went up the smaller part of the road where I could do like the turnaround, like a big U or a big circle. So as I'm going up, the right side of me, it's a very forested area. Um, and I have my phone light going. So I'm just looking like this. And I look to the right and I stop, and there's eyes, fucking eyes. And it was like just yellow, red, orangish eyes that fucking glowed. Not glow, but they glowed when the fucking light hit it. And I was just, okay. And I just moved off here to the left. And then I was like, what did I just see? What did I just see? What the hell was that? Because it wasn't small, it was big. The eyes weren't here, they're here. So I came back and I didn't see it. And then I moved back and there's more eyes. So there weren't just, it could have been animals, it could have been anything, but normally I don't see some shit. You see, I get scared, I get the fucking goosey bumps now again. Look, I'm looking out the window now in case there's I feel like something's fucking looking at me right now. See, I talk about the shit on the land, and I feel like here on this land, there are portals. Here, we believe there are one, maybe two, maybe three Indian burial mounds here on the land that were under a lot of brush and whatnot that we've uncovered. But we leave them alone because and the reason we think that is because we found Indian artifacts. We found very early Indian artifacts. The whole area here used to have so many different tribes working and living together until the Spanish came. And then the Indians had the smart idea to kill the Spanish, and the Spanish knew the shit was coming. So they're like, no, 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 we kill you. And that's what happened. Again, long story short, a lot more things going on. But here, pretty sure there's a skinwalker. Angie has seen a full apparition as well as what she saw, and I heard, but I didn't see it. She said it was a wolf, the largest black and gray wolf she's ever seen. And also, she was coming out of the RV, just like where I was standing, but she came out and she stepped to it. And normally a dog will run away or something will be like, this thing didn't say shit. It just walked towards her and kept coming. She turned around, ran, closed the door, and saw it out the window, looking at her. Closed the window, told me about it. We came to come look, gone. But you can feel the energy of it there. And like maybe because we were disturbing an area, maybe because where the RV, it's gone now, it's not in the same place. Maybe we were disturbing a rest area, a burial mound. I don't know. I was doing a lot of digging in the area. I was doing a lot of creating. We were opening up land. And every time we tend to start knocking down trees or opening up land, we try to stay respectful, but we seem to anger things here on the land. Even me talking about this right now is kind of, excuse me, it's Dr. Pepper. It makes me burp. But even me talking about shit here on the land right now is kind of kooky. Makes me want to smoke more, but I don't have much more. I have to wait till like the 15th now for more flower. This is really disappointing. Actually, I will quickly try smoking this just for a moment. It's the Mike Tyson joint, and I don't want to smoke. I don't have any more flower. I don't want to smoke this though. Not like I'm saving it for something. I don't give a shit. I'm not saving it. I don't like to smoke anything other than medical cannabis. I'm very picky about what I smoke. Incredibly picky. And even me being incredibly picky about what I smoke, I just wanted to puff on something because I'm talking about crazy shit here on the land. So why not try the Mike Tyson crap while talking about shit here on the land? Just for a second longer. Just a second, because I'm coming up to my cutoff. My cutoff is like 2 hours. That's it. I hit 2 hours. That's it. I really try not to go much further because I can talky forever. But we're talking about something I really enjoy, like portals and different dimensions and realities. And here on the land, I never realized it buying it because we do have ghosts. There's a dude that walks his dog. He's dead. Mm. See, I don't usually like things like this that I get because I don't know what it's sprayed with or done with or anything. So bear with me. I'm smoking something I don't know and I don't trust. So I'm not going to talk about it very much. We'll just puff it and we'll see what's happening. Okay, see what I can smell and what I can taste. I mean, initially, right from the first taste and the first hit, I don't like what I'm tasting. Uh, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was just too much paper. Numb. That's not a good sign. Okay, but there's a dude that no, I don't like it. I don't like it. No, no. Oh, I've become so picky. Goldflower has spoiled the shit out of me. Oh. It's making my tongue numb. If your tongue starts going numb, don't smoke that shit. If your lips are going numb, don't smoke that shit. That's gross. We'll let it burn out because a little bit of smoky, I like the smoky, but I can't smoke that shit. It's not organic. It's not obviously hand trimmed. Did not come from living soil. I'm doubting how much cannabis might actually be in that. So here on the land, there's there's a guy that walks his dog and whistles around the pond that we have. The large pond. We have two ponds, a small and a large. Actually, there's four, but drained. One is drained because the beaver dam is gone. That's my fault. I scared the beaver. And then he broke the dam to piss me off. No more water for you. And then we have the small pond, the large pond, and then a lily pond. That's a small pond, but it's the neighbor's. And but he walks around the large pond in between the large. He walks around, walks his dog, and whistles, and you can see him from a distance, like an outline almost, like a hazy outline, and you only see it when it starts to get dark. That's when he'd walk his dog, or super early morning in the mist. The whole area in front of me, the like 3 acres worth in front of me, mists over, and it's early morning. You can see, and he's not the only apparition. I mean, there's other things you can see, but very difficult. And you've really got to look, and it's got to be certain days, maybe when the sun's coming up in a certain way. Maybe it catches the light of different realities in different frequencies. Maybe you can see it in different spectrums at different times. So look for those things. Look for those moments. Look for those thin reality moments where time, space, and dimensional realities blend and mix. Mm. I appreciate all of you coming to the show tonight. I appreciate you all spending your time, your energy, and your smoke sesh with me here on Highly Motivated, the Oregonji, Oren. Come check out Oregonji.com, where we're going to have great articles and soon some really fantastic QR codes that you're going to want to check out that take you to some secret deals and secret places. And I'm just going to hint at it now. I'm not going to say what, but something we've been working on, something I'm so excited about, something you're going to be so excited about, but I'm not telling you what it is. I'm giving you the forewarning now that we've got something coming out, the coolest product for the holidays, for whenever days. This is going to be what you've been looking for. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 1,000% positive. It's exciting. It's exciting because I was trying to find the perfect way. And this was a while back, but I was trying to find the greatest way of healing that everybody could try, whether you're in a medical program or not in a medical program. And it's all about mind, body, entourage, mind, body healing, finding small ways to make big changes. So I've got something great coming very soon. That's all I can say. I'm not going to give any more hints about it, but incredibly excited about new things coming. So check the website. It'll be released. I'm going to talk about it on the podcast. As soon as I release whatever I'm talking about here on the podcast, probably on Friday night, we're going to talk about it. This Friday, maybe, I don't know. It's a possibility. But you can find the podcast Wednesday night, 8 o'clock live, in all the same places that you just found it. Friday night, 8 o'clock live, in all the same places that you just found it. And Sunday night at 8 o'clock live, in all the same places. So if you liked it, share it, tell somebody about it. I don't give a shit. Do, don't, whatever. No pressure, no expectations. All this is a smoke sesh. All this is a time for us all to get together and talk about some crazy shit. Talk about some interesting things that we're smoking. And talk about great education where we're combining community and cannabis. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. And you don't even have to use cannabis. We're all the same under the leaf. We're all the same regardless, but we're all the same under the leaf. So come join our community. Come join the podcast. Come join us for a smoke sesh here on Highly Motivated. Thank you again. I will see you all on Friday, where I'm going to be talking about something amazing, something we're releasing on the website. So check out Oregonji.com all the time for updates. We're changing the website almost every single day. Every day we're adding new things to the website. Merchandise is coming very soon. We've got some great shirts. We got some great swag. We're going to be doing some big giveaways. Oh, I'm excited. So we've got big giveaways happening on the website, and we have some really cool merch and some new stuff coming. There's something big. Again, I can't tell you something gigantuan, but giveaways are happening on the website very soon. New product releases on the website very soon. Merchandise on the website very soon. Every day, check it. Big changes, big happenings. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I am highly motivated for the rest of the week because it's going to be amazing. It is only Wednesday. I can't wait. Thursday, Friday, it's happening. The weekend is right there. Okay, I hope you have an amazing, incredible, super fantastic, awesome sauce kind of rest of your week. Make it whatever you want to make it. And don't force it. Don't force it. Let it happen. Let it be. Don't get too mad about shit. Let it roll right off. Don't carry the past with you every single day in every way. Take it, Put it on that imaginary table and live and breathe a little freer. Remember, it's all about the now. Don't miss those sunrises. Don't miss those sunsets. Don't miss the colors and the magic. Don't miss the people. Don't miss the emotion. Don't miss any of it. All right, I'm going to ramble. It's just about all of it. That's it. Big things happening. Check the website, oregonji.com. Giveaways, huge giveaways coming very soon. There's going to be a QR code. You scan it. You are going to win some shit. Almost guaranteed you will win some shit. And merchandise, very cool merchandise, very cool art, very cool new products that are going to blow you away. Okay, that's it. Awesome sauce. Have a great night. I'll see you Friday night, 8 o'clock. Big things to talk about. Big things to talk about. Have an amazing week. I'll see you soon. All right, ciao.